beauty of ancient Vasai. In the Holy Bible, Vasai is mentioned as Ophir, which was a port famous for its wealth. King Solomon received a shipment from Ophir every 3 years. 1 Kings 10:22, which consisted of gold, silver, sandalwood, pearls, ivory, apes, and peacocks. Vasai land was discovered by Parshuram in Treta Yuga. It was known as Shurparak Bhumi or Ophir. He was a Vasai and a Hindu god and sixth avatar of Hindu god Vishnu. He was Chiranjeevi as mentioned in Hinduism. Ancient Vedic Kund of Vasai, Chalda, Gav Pandavas. It is said that on their way to Prabhas, Pandavas, characters of the Hindu epic Mahabharata, stop here, mentions in one Puran in chapter 118. Hence the name Panchpandavji. This kund doesn't dry up in summers also. Vimaleshwar Mandir and Vimla Sarovara, Nirmal Lake, were established by Parshuram in around Vasai, because the Yoginis were considered the devotees of his Madar. The Skanda Puran and Padma Puran, Lotus Puran, mention that he established 108 Tirthakundas well in Vasai. Adi Shankaracharya visited Nirmal in BC 497 to revive Vedic Dharma, which was on wane with the spread of Buddhism. 5th Shankaracharya of Puri, Swami Vidyaranya, visited Nirmal at the behest of King Jalok of Kalinga. He took Mahasamadhi at Nirmal Hillock in 404 BC on dark 11th day of Karthik. Emperor Jalok was the first to build a Samadhi temple here. There are also records of many Shankaracharya having visited this place. According to the legends, Parshuram killed a demon named Thungar at this place. That's how this place came to be known as Tangaresh, where the temple was built in the honor of Parshuram. There is a kund deep in forest called as Parshuram Kund, created by him. Students and scholars from as far as Europe came in Vasai to learn and propagate philosophy. It was trade center for spices, grains, sugar, and the shipbuilding industry. The Sanskrit text Mahavamsa, VI 46-47 states that the first king of the Sinhalese kingdom, now Sri Lanka, Via, sailed from Saparaka Sopara to Sri Lanka. Ptolemy mentioned this town as Sapura, and it was a major commercial center during his time. According to the Anna writers, Shripala, a mythical king, married Tilakasundari, daughter of King Mahasena of Saparaka. Jinaprabhajwari, 14th century, in his vivid Hattathakalpa, mentioned Saparaka as one of 84 Anatarthas, sacred places. He also mentioned about an image of Rishabhadeva located in this city till his dying. Sapara, by some identified with the Hohir mentioned in the Hebrew texts, was an ancient port town and the capital of the ancient Aparanta. The earliest reference occurs in Mahabharata as Shuparak. The Buddhist Saparajataka, believed to be of 6th century BC, talks of Sopara as a prosperous port, trading with ports of SW, Asia, Gujarat, Malabar and Sri Lanka, Mesopotamia, Mist, Cochin, Arabia and Eastern Africa. Its experts navigation pilots. Chakreshwar Mahadev temple is 1000 years old. These are idols and other temple reliefs were thrown into the Chakreshwar Talav for protection from repeated invasions and fear of destruction. These idols were recovered from the Talav in the last decade. The Brahma idol is in Samadhi or equipoise state, which seems to suggest that it would have been the main deity in a temple. There is a Samadhi of Adi Shankaracharya of Puri at Nirmal Ganu. Vasai has always been the largest contributor of scholars for the Vedic religion who work in potato farms, Jain Buddhist sects and priests to the Bombay Archdiocese. The famous Srimant Shankaracharya temple in Vasai Taluka dates back to 1,500 years. This place is a place known for the one of the 4 famous Sarovars. Nirmal Sarovar of Vedic religion. None of the Vedas refer to Nirmal, called Mahasmashan during times of Parashurama. It was one of the 84 Yakas of ants. It was the center of learning for the Maitreya Buddhist sect. The sacred place with 3 tombs each of 5th, 7th and 38th Jagadguru Shankaracharyas, namely Vidyaranya Swami, Padmatirtha Swami, and Narayanapendra Swami. The diocese has also contributed India's first Catholic Saint Street, Gonzalo Garcia. Vasai is mentioned as Basi in Ni Akbari ch. II 66 of Abu Fazal. It is called Baksay in Babos. Finally, after Indian independence, it was renamed as Vasai. Sopara had maritime links, which has been attested even by Masudi, Ibn Hokal and Al-Biruni between the 9th and the 11th century. Ajita, the original name of Vasai as it appears in Padma Puran, which was later restored during the rule of the Pesh, was thought to have been named after Bajirao Peshwa. The Harivamsa Purana's Vishnu Parva chapter 39, verse 28, and chapter 40, verse 39, mentions Shurparak to be a city 500 bows wide and 500 arrows long. Note, bows and arrows were the early Hindu units of breadth and length. According to Buddhist monks, in one of his former births, Gautama Buddha was Bodhisattva, that is Bodhisattva of Shurparaka Sopara. The Yadava Kosh also mentions Shurparkha as one of the chief places in Aparantam. The finding of the relics in a stupa and the rock edicts, the fragments of the 8th and 9th major rock edicts of Ashok in 1882 prove the importance of this port town from the 3rd century BCE to the 9th century CE. The 8th edict of Ashok shows that Shurparkha was the capital of Aparantam. Ashokan edicts was found at Bhugon. One of 14 edicts is now safe in a museum. The name Vasai appears on stone inscriptions in the Kanheri cave writings and as Vasai in the Karla cave inscriptions. Merchants like Persian, Egyptians, African, Arabs used to stay in Vasai for trade purposes. Nalasopara Vasai Villa belt was considered a holy tirtha and finds mention in numerous ancient Hindu texts and Puranas. Vasai has experienced earthquakes, floods, storms, famines due to invasion and destruction of food crops, scarcity of food. That's why food was also stored in large numbers. Portuguese nobles resided here in lavish villas. It later became the town where the Portuguese aristocracy sent their illegitimate sons rather than exhibit their illegitimate offspring. Vasai was the seat of the various political powers, namely Guhashayas, Mauryaas, Sangas, Satavahanas, Guptas, Shilaharas, Yadavas, Mughal, Portuguese, Marathas, British, Union of India since 1947 called Free India. Ashiran's weapon is still intact and has not corroded. Location: Harakhand.